bars in a rain. Man, I go hard like Santan.
What's going on, everyone? Back again with another episode of Touchline Hotspur. It's been a long international week, it feels, at least for many of us. It might be a welcoming one for pretty much all of us, but let's get straight onto it. We've got two special guests with us, two Newcastle fans who probably are just as miserable as us Tottenham fans right now, but it is what it is, man. We'll start off with our two main panel members. How's it going?
Yeah, it's been good. Relatively boring week because of the internationals, boring the heck out of me. But I'm glad that the Prem is returning.
Yeah, not sure if everyone feels that way, but it is what it is. Hi, how you been, man?
Yeah, I'm right, man. I just finished placement in it. I've been on a dementia ward, so if any of them were a Tottenham fan, they can't remember it. So lucky them, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it is. That's what you got to do, man. And we've got two special guests with us. Kendall, how's it going? Did you watch any of the international games this week, in the past week?
Yeah, I watched several, to be honest. If I could avoid England at any cost, then I do. Because it's hella boring. Like, literally, what is the point? To be honest, I was actually very welcoming of this international break, though. Like, I was like, give me it now. Like, just give me the international break. I don't think I've ever wanted an international break so much in my entire life, but it came at a great time. Great time for us. I think Clinton will be on the same level as me.
Tell me about it. And Clinton, I'm guessing you echo her thoughts, or?
Yeah,
No?
pretty much. First thing first, I've got to call out Probes. How are you going to invite me onto your platform and bottle it? That's what I'm going to say. So, Probes, if you're watching, you bottle your own thing because you know you're going to get had up. Anyway, moving on.
Oh my God!
I know he's going to be watching this, and you know me and him going back and forth on Twitter. And how are you going to bottle coming on? I'll invite me and Kendall to come on your own platform, yeah, and bottle it. That's mad. that for me shows that you're shook in it. So again, if it's a shook one, cool, I get it. But international break now. Yeah, just listen, I wasn't even watching anything, man. Listen, we're playing as a bunch of minors, bro. We're playing nobodies, bro. Who are we playing against? San Marino. They ain't a football team, bro. The most thing I learned about San Marino that is actually based in Italy. I didn't even know that. I did not even know that. My geography must have been off for that day, but I didn't even know that for a fact. But yeah, it's good to see that we're back now. We don't need to be watching under this flipping poor football, and then we can go back to like berating Steve Bruce and Joe Linton and all that good jazz, innit, Kendall?
Southgate ball's not much better, like, let's be honest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's many a manager issue here, so we'll get into that later on. So just sort of an international roundup, just initially. Just want to sort of talk about Kane, really.
First off, Jack, we're not going to talk about Kane all the time, are we? We're not going to be. This is not one of these cult Tottenham fan base ones where we start lauding about Harry Kane, because we can do that too, you know.
Listen, you're more than welcome. Listen,
I don't want to talk about none of it, bro. I just want to talk about if we're going to get primed, you're going to get primed. I don't want to talk about Harry Kane.
You know what's funny?
What?
I hear what you're saying, Clinton, but if the discussion is going to be about Kane scoring 47 goals in 48 games, international level, I do not care. Yeah, I don't care about his golden boot. I'm not that Spurs fan. Yeah,
cool.
His golden boot was predominantly because he scored a bunch of goals against Panama. Whoop-de-doo. He's 47 out of 48. The majority of them are against minors that I don't care about in qualifying games in which England have been brought for many a tournament. I do not care. If that record was against...
Listen, me and you're going to get on.
If that record was against the likes of Belgium, Brazil, Argentina, then I'll be like, you know what? Nobody can talk to this guy. But from time when I'm hearing the majority of teams, and yes, he has to score against his opponents. I get that. He has to score. It's his job. Yeah, but the majority of the opponents are jokes. They're actually jokes. So I don't. You know what? To be honest with you, yeah. Until I see silverware from my club, I don't want to hear about no King record. That's what I'm gonna say.
guy, where am I putting? This one is the most sensible Tottenham fan I've ever met in my life. Life. Listen to that. Listen to that. This is the voice of the people. Get Tobes out of here. I want to see you more. Get Tobes out of here.
I try. Only on Saturdays.
Cool.
It's a bit like Vinicius stat padding in the Europa, but yeah, it's nothing to sort of cry about or anything. To be honest, I didn't watch any of the international games myself, and I don't really plan to until tournament time. But
it's a tough one. I'm not gonna. I was busy watching the rugby. I don't care too much for international football anymore. But I pay attention to what the Spurs boys are doing. Jack, I'm sure you're buzzing to see your boy wasn't anywhere near the squad. Jack knows what I'm talking about. I think it's just, again, I didn't watch it. I just think it would be very interesting when like every single England player is fit, because I know there was a lot of talk about Kane's now having to adapt back to being a number 9. I saw that on the town, and I'm like, whoa, guys, like he plays both roles in any game for us at any time. Like he can switch between 9 and 10. It's not a big deal. It'll just be interesting to see how he does with more of a creative element behind him. Personally, like that's the only thing I'm interested in Kane wise. Like I completely agree with Yao. Like there was a group chat when Kane won the Golden Boot of the World Cup, and there was a lot of Yadars in this group chat I used to be in, and I was telling them like this is probably the worst World Cup Golden Boot of all time. They said I was racist. They said I was a hater. They said I wasn't a true fan. I said okay, that's fine. We'll revisit this. About a year later, none of them are Tottenham fans, by the way. Only like one of them was a Tottenham fan, and me, the only Tottenham fan, was getting cussed. And then a year later, they now start saying the Golden Boot didn't mean anything. I was like, I told you lot, but it's fine. You wanted to do the patriotism thing, and now look where you are. But that's all I have to say about Harry Kane. Still love him, still England's best player, and that's it, really.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. There's a massive sort of polarization in how people view Harry Kane. Just like, say, a player like Paul Pogba as well. It's just so much hyper polarization. It's one extreme view from one side and then one extreme view on the other. Just be objective. Just see it how it is. And yeah, it's an absolute joke.
Wait, can I ask you something? How are you not going to deal with without him though this summer? Like when he leaves?
He ain't leaving. Not that
What
who
do you
can afford him? Who can afford
came
him?
on smoke today. I'm very sorry.
You
know what's funny? I'll be honest with you. Yeah, you have more chance of Joe Linton leaving than Kane. Like that's just the truth.
Yeah.
Listen.
I agree.
Listen, I can slowly take that title away from you. I gave you the title of it. Yeah, I can take it. Right now. Come on. If you don't,
Do you honestly think he's not going?
that's what I'm saying.
Look, the truth of the matter is, a lot of people think, yeah, he's gonna go, but football got hit with coronavirus. Everyone got hit. Yeah. Now, if COVID never existed and the financial side of the game never got hit, he's gone this summer. It's not even a question.
Listen, yo, coronavirus hit football, yeah, but his trophy cabinet not been hit. Listen, when he looks at that bad boy at the end of the season or end of his career and he sees nothing, but he sees multiple Spurs shirts and that one golden boot, he's gonna be like,
he's going nowhere.
I should have left like Sol Campbell. You know what I mean?
If Kane wanted to leave,
hey, Ford, relax. Yeah, you came here like you came here like
Hamilton we ain't recovered from, so you can't bring that thing up because it'll get political real quick. But with Kane,
all I got to mention is 2 words.
With Kane, what I will say is this: like every time he gets asked a question, I think Kane is quite an honest footballer in terms of like. He knows what he has at Spurs. I don't know how loyal he is to Spurs, and in terms of the game nowadays, there's not necessarily that players have to be loyal, but you don't get many players that stick with one team throughout their career. It's very rare in football today. So, do I think he's gonna go this summer? No, I think he's gonna give it like he's gonna do one of those nonsense where it's like I'm gonna give it one last year, yeah, because he's contracted. Like whether people want to admit it or not, yeah. Tottenham have 2, maybe 3 more years of him. Like Daniel Levy ain't gonna just let you go for the sake of going. Like you have to be near the last 12 months of your contract. Look at Eriksen. Eriksen was coming. He was about to be a free agent in summer. Yeah, and Levy's like, you're not going till I get peace, till I get something.
Yeah, but listen, what do you want him to be? Do you want Harry Kane to be the next Matt Letizia? Like,
Okay,
literally.
all right. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah,
okay?
God, no, hold on. Let me land with it.
This is a
At
travesty.
the end of the day, he's going to be a
I will
god of
crash
his
your
club.
helicopter about land.
He's going to be a god of his club, but with nothing in the trophy cabinet. As much as people want to say, talk about Shearer can still say, yeah, I won that with Blackburn, came to my
Yeah, but
club.
that's Blackburn. You support Newcastle.
Hold
It's
on,
two different teams.
added it up. Top goal scorer of the Premier League, still, and that's it. What's Harry Kane got? A golden boot?
Look,
A crusty golden boot? Is that what you're going to tell me? Nah, sir, come on.
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
it's funny you bring up Shearer. It's funny you bring up Shearer because let's be honest, yeah. Shearer had, he had what you'd consider to be a good time at Newcastle. Boyhood club, loved it. Scored plenty of goals. Finished top goal scorer in the league, of all time. Fantastic player. Cool, great. All right, people say he didn't win no trophies at Newcastle. All right, yeah, I mean, it happened. He became manager, got relegated. I mean, these things happen. You man bounced right back up, went back down again.
It wasn't his fault we got relegated, man. Just adding that in there.
I know Kendall.
And all that.
Hey, Kendall, I'm not blaming Alan. I like Alan. I like him, Alan. Yeah, but I'm just saying what I saw. Yeah, I saw him at the end of the season clapping his hands like this, while Newcastle fans were like tearing. That's going.
Harry Kane win something, you know what I'm saying? Golden boots doesn't win nothing. Like, you can't. Who can do
But
that?
Kane has possibly
His prime
I'd say
years.
maybe 3-4 years. I'd say Kane has probably 3-4 years in terms of like the clip he's playing at to do something in the trophy cabinet. Anything after that 4-year period, I personally think a team would necessarily be carrying him. I shouldn't say that. I don't mean it in a harsh way, but I'd say like he won't be the main focal point of whatever team he goes to if he's like past 31. He might do. You never know. He might hit another level when he hits 31. But to completely rule out he's 27 now or 28, to completely say he's going to end his Spurs career with no trophies.
Prime years. You said that 27, 28. Yeah, that's his prime years. You think he wants to spend his prime years at Spurs and win nothing?
Ford, you're asking.
He's not win nothing.
By the way, yo, you're
I'm asking you because you're
asking two different questions. You're asking two different questions. The first one is, what do we want for Harry Kane? What we want or what we want for Harry Kane, generally speaking. But you did. I got clips, but we'll do it after. So, if what I want for Harry Kane is for him to look back on his career and be like, yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? In his opinion, not winning like a Carabao Cup's not going to be enough. Fully agree with that. A golden boot, which was 90% against Panama, is not enough. Also agree with that 100%. Obviously, we want Harry Kane to stay. Our best chance of winning trophies is with Harry Kane, and I feel like certain trophies will mean more with us than it would mean more one with us than it would mean if he won it for City or if he won it for United, and that's for him personally.
What about Arsenal? Because he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he?
Listen, Kendall.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
There is a lot of tension here.
Okay.
There you got in the second clip tonight. Sol Campbell and Arsenal. That's it. Boom.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to say I'm very sorry, but really I'm not. But I'm very sorry for the terms of this video.
This is
It's not even 8 o'clock, and we're sending shots. Okay.
It's not even watershed. If you two stay there,
Is he
call the police.
actually an
It's
Arsenal
fine.
fan though? Like, is that actually the truth?
No. He was in the academy. He's not an Arsenal fan. Like Jamie Carragher was an Everton fan. Like,
Yeah.
he just got picked up.
He was rocking it. Did you not see him rocking that shirt like with pride?
You have to rock it.
How did you want to wear it on his head?
When he's on Tottenham colours, he's like miserable. But when he was in the Arsenal shirt, pride, beaming,
This
cold smile.
Look more like confusion to me.
I like confused, very confused. But as I was saying, I think with the whole Kane potentially leaving or not, I think one of our mates, Carl, he was tweeting about like potential domino effects in terms of transfers, and there hasn't really been a big one since when Neymar left. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of it is going to come down to Haaland because Raiola is just whoring him out in Spain right now. He was with Barca in the morning, and he took Haaland's dad to Barca in the morning. He's now taking Haaland's dad to Madrid. Like, he don't care. He's just whoring him out. So I think part of it's going to depend where Haaland goes, because City will turn around and be like, all right, our number 10 shirt's free now. Kane, what you're saying. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Will they be able to afford him in the current market? Levy's obviously going to slap some Premier League tax on it if City come knocking. So I think a lot of the likelihood is just who can afford him right now and where can he actually go. So if he is going to go somewhere, I think it would be City, but I just don't think they can afford him right now.
Can I just say something? I've just seen the comments, and Toby's in the comments. Tell this guy come outside, man. Why is he so shook, man? Why is he shook on me and Kendall for? Talking about we're going to be in the championship, but he can't even come on his own stream. What's this guy? Get this guy in here, man. Man shook, bro. Shook one. Anyway,
Well,
so
If I laugh to the championship, it's one of them laugh cries where you're like, that's me. It's not a laugh.
Well, I think as Spurs fans we shouldn't overly laugh because there's players that are that we're in for that are lesser than what we've had in the past. So I'm just gonna keep a level head, and karma hits you in different ways. So I'm gonna keep quiet on this matter.
Jack, are you scared, man? Is that you? You scared?
It's not even fear. It's
trembling.
No, it's apathy. It's depression. It's a lot.
Hey,
it's a lot.
Listen, me and Kendall were on a similar chat like this, and there was the opposition moaning about their manager. Now here you are doing the same thing. Listen, you got Mourinho, yeah? We got Bruce. Enough said. But also you're in a cup final, albeit it's some sort of paper cup final, but you're in a cup final. Don't talk to me about apathy and all the rest of it now.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
different expectations.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's at the end of the day, it's all relative. You're Tin Pot, we're not. That's the difference. But anyway, we move on.
I was backing you up today, didn't it? It hit me with like a random bullet. Just
Kendall, he can get it as well. Don't worry, he can get it. I was letting him go, but now it's all gone.
Target.
Him can get it.
I mean, I was just targeting one person, but I guess it.
You target one.
But yeah. Anyway, moving on from the international break. Just quickly. Oliver Skip. How did anyone watch the under-21s very quickly?
Yeah, I gave it. Man, where do I start?
How do you?
He's another one you can't manage. What, that Boothroyd guy? Nah,
yeah.
Get that waster out of it, man. Nah, come on.
Okay,
man.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, you know what? I'm notorious for defending managers, but you can't defend Boothroyd. He's shocking. He is the best way of putting it is like this. Boothroyd is that manager that asks you to do all the jobs he's supposed to do, and then takes credit if it comes off. He's absolutely shocking. He has no clue. Not to say that the English under-21 are like an abundance of talent, but I think the talent pool is pretty good. I think it's a decent enough team to at least challenge to get out of a group stage. But they're absolutely they stunk. They're like in all of their games, even in that final game when they were winning, I was like, this team's going to concede. Like 1,000,000%, this team's going to concede. Albeit they conceded a screamer, and deservedly so. They deserve to concede. Like, the manager set them up in a way where you hear this terminology of, they don't have a style and they don't. Big man, you got your defenders, you got your midfielders, you got your strikers. Yeah, you see these guys in training every single day. Sometimes, the style of play may not come the way you want it to be. Yeah, but you should have an idea as to who your starting 11 will be, especially at international level. At club level, it's a bit different because, you might get injuries here and there to key players, and then you might have to rely on your fringe players. But at international level, your 22 are supposed to be the best in the country at that time. So your fringe player technically is as good or possibly as good as a starting player. I don't understand how they took this under-21 team and made them look like Burnley.
Well, we've been having that for years. Listen, we're having that for years. All this talk about wasting talents and all the rest of it, this talent coming through, that talent coming through, it's always the same. Until we start from the bottom like the under 16, 17s or whatever coming through, all the way to the top. They can all go, man. All dinosaur managers, Pippin. How you not starting the likes of Eze and stuff like that? Wasting. And for me, I would think differently. If I was some of these players, I would even probably commit to England. I'm not gonna lie. I would commit to other countries, innit? I'll be
look at
out.
Musiala. Look at Musiala. Like Southgate said, "Oh, I can offer you an under 21 cap," and then Germany were like, "Well, we can offer you like an international cap."
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you then go? Yeah, let's go on the 21.
I'll be calling up my nan and be like, "Yo, man, where are you from back in the day? You from Jamaica? You from Africa? What? Where are you from? I don't want to play for England right now. Seriously, for the next 4 years at least, because I'll be trying to get caps elsewhere. I don't know why everyone's trying to hold out for the bag in England and then end up winning nothing."
You know, my thing, I have a couple of things with under 21s before we get into like, you know, Skip, Tanganga, Sessegnon that didn't play, etc. Like, I think Pels from Chelsea Hour, he made a really good point. It's like, so you see Bellingham, for example. So Bellingham, I'm of the opinion where I don't mind if a 17-year-old goes to the seniors, but I think that only makes sense if they're going to play. Do you know what I mean? Why would you take a 17-year-old to sit on the bench when they're having a good season, started in the Champions League, etc., etc.? Like, if you're not sure whether to start them, let them get some international experience, play with some players that in realistically 10 years' time, he's potentially going to be partnering some of these guys that you take. How old is Foden now? Sorry, 20? Is Foden 20? Yeah. So, like, obviously Foden is clear. So there's no way you're taking Foden and leaving him on the bench the whole time. Like, Bellingham could have got such a better experience playing with, you know, Skip, Curtis Jones, you know, Cho before he got injured. I even liked Dwight McNeil. I'm not going to pretend I watched the game, but I don't mind Dwight McNeil. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no. To go back to what Pels actually said, he made a point where it's like the under 21 job. Like, you are effectively the B team. I feel like England have only done like an England A friendly like time ago, and I'm pretty sure like I think Jermaine Genius might have been captain or something. I'm not even taking the piss. Like, I remember this game like very, very like not that vividly. Sorry. But with England under 21, you're in a position where it's like, okay, my best players might go, so I want to work with the under 20, the under 18, under 17, and we're going to establish like the right way to transition players through this hierarchy. And to my knowledge, I think under 20 downwards do it relatively well. Obviously, under 17s won that World Cup not too long ago where they had flipping Greenwood, Sancho, Foden, Cho, all these man. Like, I think even Lamptey might have even been in that team. I might be wrong. So yeah, I think the under 21 has to be the under 21 manager. It has to be a coach. Like, it doesn't make sense for it to be like a manager who's like, obviously you want their initial aim to be winning, but the point is to keep developing players, be ready to lose players, and have that immediate plan be there. AD Boothroyd has, apart from when Watford went up, he's never shown like a shred of coaching ability. Like, he went Colchester was shit, went Northampton was shit, and I'm pretty sure there was somebody like high up in the FA. He was like their best man, and that's how he got like the under 20s assistant coach job, and then the under 21 assistant coach job, and then Southgate bounced, and then he became manager. It's all just a big boys club, and it's like, how can you expect the senior team to fully like take advantage of like a winning mentality in the under 21s? I swear they've only won like, I think something ridiculous like 3 or 4 like international tournament games like the last 14 or something ridiculous like that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, all these players stretching back to fucking when Stuart. I didn't mind Stuart Pearce too tough because they were slapping friendlies and it was kind of fun to watch back then. But it's mad how much of a generation is getting wasted under Boothroyd, Stuart Pearce, and Gareth Southgate. To be honest,
who was the manager when Ryan Brewster and all them man were like slapping up teams? Who's in charge?
In the 17s?
No, 21s.
Might have been Southgate.
Southgate.
I think it was Southgate. Yeah.
Oh, right.
This is the thing that, sorry, to bring it back to like Skip and Tanganga, well, Skip in particular. Skip, I didn't think had a bad tournament, but you know the problem with like watching individuals is you start to like critique other players around them and less of like the actual player itself. So there were some moments in the games where Skip was finding himself in a 2v1 situation, and you rarely win those kind of duels anyway because people can just bop it around you. But in terms of the 3 games that they played, I thought he gave a good account of himself. He wasn't afraid to get stuck in. He wasn't afraid to try and develop the play and move England forward. But the crux of it is, and this is going to sound so harsh, like England seems to be the only top nation that will take a 17-year-old for no apparent reason, put them in the senior team and then not play them at all. I could have sworn they took Walcott to a World Cup and Walcott just sat on the bench. Like other international teams don't do that. Like if you hear Argentina take a 60-year-old to a World Cup, that kid's playing. Yeah, don't get it. Like, he's playing. Brazil won a World Cup with a 17-year-old Pele. Like, I know it was way back in the day when they used to play with pigskin and bladder and haggis and all that kind of stuff, but that's a different story for another time. But the point is, when other countries take their young teenagers to World Cup, it's because they genuinely believe that kid is talented enough to play the men's side of the game. The problem with England is, I feel like England takes these players so that they can't play for another international. So it's almost another way of like
colonization.
Yeah, so like if they do come good, we'll just call you right back. Yeah, but if they don't, well, we don't have to deal with you possibly coming back on some revenge tour against us later on down the years. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, to be fair. And just like I seen in the comments, skip beside Tom Davis. Tom Davis, if you're listening to this, you're a bad you. I saw you leave man for garters. Yeah, that's some disgusting behavior. You cannot be trusted in the clubs. You cannot be trusted in the trenches. You're a naughty you. But that's for another day.
Yeah. All I'll say is England are just going to hire a bunch of yes men until the cows come home. And it's just going to be the same thing. AD Boothroyd, I remember that 06-07 season at Watford. They were pathetic. And he inspires no one.
Jack, I just had one last thing on. I want to try and keep it a Tottenham pod, obviously, because it's a hard life international week. Obviously, we didn't see much of him, but obviously Noni Madueke played, who I was hoping was gonna choose allegiance for Nigeria, but he's doing his thing. With fair play to the boys, so he was obviously in our academy, and this is just for either neutrals who are listening who don't really know much about him, or even Spurs fans who didn't know much about him, or that he was just in our academy. So he was actually quite rated, and then in a similar way to the way Musiala left Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea offered Musiala a pro contract at 16, and he had his probably more personal reasons for going to Germany, because obviously he was born in Stuttgart. But Madueke, his dad basically went full Nigerian and was like, next year we want to be playing first team football in the next 18 months, and that's probably not going to happen in the Prem. By the way, Clinton, do you want to just read out Tobes' comment? By the way, just while
but I want to stop talking about your dead players now. Let's get to the game, man.
That's fine. That's fine. It's
talk
quite
about your B team and stuff like that, man. Let's talk about this game, bro.
It's quietly more entertaining to talk about youngsters that have left Tottenham than actual Newcastle players. But I'll finish quickly. Don't worry. So as I was saying, cool. So with Madueke, he obviously his dad and his family, they visited PSV twice. Got a tour around. Ironically, Bergwijn actually gave Madueke a shirt when he was signing to try and persuade him to come. And it's actually sad how it's worked out, because I'd rather have Noni than Bergwijn right now, which is a shame. But yeah, he joined the youth team. He was meant to be in under-17s for a bit, and then Van Nistelrooy actually was like, "Nah, I need him in my team." Taught him you got to score some ugly goals and that. And he's just developed his game loads. So I think it's quite mad how someone's left our academy, got coached by Van Nistelrooy, and is now being wasted under AD Boothroyd. But I hope the boy does bits, and I hope he switches to Nigeria and comes back to Tottenham at some point.
Yeah, hopefully I'm sure he's better than Bergwijn anyway, but that's another topic for another week. Let's go on to the game now. Now, I think both sets of fans are pretty down on their sort of mindset with how things will pan out for the rest of the season. But we'll start with you, Kendall. How do you think? Well, it might be a silly question. How do you think you'll approach this game? But because it's Steve Bruce. But where do you think your strengths lie and our weaknesses lie within this game?
Well, for you, I mean, our weaknesses is just all over the joint, so I don't really know where to start with that, if I'm honest. But luckily, I think most of the injured players are back now. Whether or not they'll start, I don't know, because I don't know how long they've been training. I don't know if, for example, St. Maximin, I don't know if he's fully fit yet. I know Callum Wilson's been back in training, so if he's back, then fair enough, because defensively, I guess that's where you guys struggle the most. not that we'll take advantage of it, like, because I mean, there's been teams we've played against where we haven't took advantage of it, regardless of injured players and regardless of who's there. So I think Bruce is just going to take it like he does every single time, just takes it at face value. He'll look at that and think, oh, Son, Kane, or whoever's fit, and he'll be like, that's it, we have to play 3 at the back and 2 wing backs and blah blah blah. Like, that's just what he'll think, and it'll be 8 men behind the ball, and whoever Almiron will be drifting on the halfway line. Like, that's just how it'll be. I can't really see him going at this game with any other mindset than that, because he's done it so much. He's so transparent. He's so predictable what he's going to do. So yeah, but if Callum Wilson's fit and if he's ready to play, then that's fair enough. That might help us a little bit. But obviously, everyone, Spurs fans, are going to want revenge for the earlier during the season when the whole new handball rules was on everyone's lips, I guess. But I can't really see us doing anything, if I'm honest. I can't even see us getting like any points or like minimum points from like the next 4 games. Like, genuinely, I can't. Like, the only one I can really see us getting points from is like Sheffield United and Fulham, which are the last 2 games of the season. So I'm not really looking forward to it at all. Like, and plus, Steve Bruce gave them 6 days off anyway in international break. After we just got pammed at Brighton.
I was like, when you said training, I was like, what do you mean? Training at home on FIFA? Like, no, you know, Steve Bruce does his own sort of thing, you know. He doesn't stick to the normal.
He goes as much as a cricket. He goes as much as a cricket, genuinely.
Yeah.
That's why he wants to be off. Like, no, he actually would like. Why doesn't he just go and do cricket then? Leave us alone. Stop giving us the bad vibes and the evilness. Go and watch cricket, whatever. Like, leave us alone. Your evilness is done enough. Like, just leave us alone.
Oh, this sounds so familiar. But Fordy, you've had some key good results against us in the past. I mean, the 5-1 sticks to mind, the 2-1 in the same season at White Hart Lane as well. You've managed to get some jammy results as well against us, even though.
Hey! We're not having that. None of this jamminess. Because again, when we beat you, it's warranted. When you beat us, it's warranted. So proceed. I'll
agree to disagree. But anyway, do you feel you could get anything out of this based on that, at least?
Of course. I mean, look, I know Toby is still watching, so I know he'll love this when he hears this. Like, he still cries himself to sleep when he thinks about the result from last season, when he talks about Joelinton being so shit, and we do as well, but then ends up scoring the winner against you. So anything is possible, isn't it, Tobes? Wink, wink. So I don't want to hear about no jamminess.
This guy's a terrorist.
5-1, 1-0s, all the rest of it now. There was a moment in time where, I know it's broken now, but Josie Mourinho couldn't get nothing on Tyne side. I know, you know what I'm saying? So it's a possibility. And with you guys as well, you guys are up and down like us, man. I mean, look, I know you ain't been relegated, but at the same time, we all know about you kind of slipping up and what you're known for and all the rest of it now. I'm not going to mention the A word and all the rest of it because I don't want to start people crying in this chat and stuff like that. So, but yeah, anything can happen in it. As Kendall mentioned, we've got the Fight Club up front. We've got ASM. We've got Miggy. We've got Callum Wilson against you, man. Anything's possible in it.
What did you call them? The Fight Club?
Yeah, man.
Who have they beaten up?
All you, man.
This guy's a terrorist.
As I said, went on Twitter, I see Toes crying all the time. He still brings up to this day. Oh my God, I can't believe they beat us. Listen, get over it, Toes. Get over it. We beat you, bro. Fair and square. Even the handball thing. Listen, if there's an element of football and volleyball mixed up, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You make me sick. 4D, you make me sick. Get this guy.
Hey, Kendall, I think I got 3, you know. Oh, you know what I mean?
I'm just letting it happen. I'm just going to catch, because of you, I'm going to catch the strays, and I'm not ready for it.
You know what's mad about the game, especially Newcastle?
Yeah.
Notoriously, I feel like, and this is more Spurs issue than I suppose to, I guess, the opponent we're facing, but notoriously, I've never been confident going away to Newcastle. Their fans.
Yeah, everyone said that this season. Chelsea fans have said it this season. Man United fans have said it this season, and look what we've done.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that, Kendall. But then the thing is, yeah, this is the problem with Spurs, and I don't know if we done something to somebody in the past, you know, that were just catching like real bad vibes, yeah. But you might, you know, like Chelsea might be like, oh no, I'm worried about going to Newcastle, and then they might turn up and I mean this in the nicest way possible. They might turn up and just roll you man over. But Spurs will come, and all of a sudden, your keeper is world class, 17 saves in a row. Unstoppable. Saved it off the line. Goal line technology. Lamella can't score it. Kane can't score it. No, nobody can score. Yeah. And then Joe Linton goes up the other end. Yeah. Handballs it. It goes to VAR. They don't see it. You man win 1-0. Nobody knows why. Yeah. Nobody has a clue as to why this always happens when Spurs face Newcastle. I don't know what it is. Now, I understand why Toes will cry about that 1-0 defeat. Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is, yeah, Jesus himself doesn't understand what happened on that day. Yeah,
bro,
like
Tom is still crying. He's still crying in the conversation, man. Tell it, get understands. Next, bro, please.
Nobody understands what happened, but I think in regards to this game, I thought that I actually thought Wilson was still injured. To be fair, so if he's back, then that's a good look for you guys. But
he's been training back training since mid last week, so.
Oh, then he ain't playing. If man has,
Steve Bruce, he would have been training since like Friday coming, and Steve Bruce will have him in.
True.
That's just his way he goes on, way he does
things. I think it's one of those games where if Spurs win, I don't want to say we have to be playing at our best. It just has to be a case of we have to do a professional job. Do I trust these players to do a professional job? As long as I've been a Spurs fan, no, I don't. Yeah, I know people will be like, it's the manager. I don't give a damn about them telling me that it's the manager. So you're not going to pull a wool over my eyes. Yeah, I've been supporting this club since 91. So I can tell you that it's not all the manager's fault. It's like Poch is meant to be our best manager and held 2 stinking defeats to Newcastle. One was hot, the other one was quick. So you tell me which way you want to look at it.
How many was that?
2 that I remember specifically. I don't want to talk about the third one. Doesn't count.
He said Poch was your what manager?
Apparently our best manager. That's
sorry, I didn't hear
that. There's a lot of Poch sexuals in like the Spurs fan base.
I'm here. Say my name. I'm here.
I'm not one of them.
You can say his name.
I rate him.
My man's in France now, innit? So you got to do
he's gonna get trophies in France. He's like that's what if you want trophies, go to Paris.
Listen, Bruce could get trophies in France. Don't make
no. Stop that.
Bruce didn't even get trophies in the championship. Like he genuinely never won the championship either.
Stop that. So. Look, Bruce couldn't get a trophy in Iceland. Yeah, so let's not do this. Yeah, let's not do none of this stuff. He couldn't even get a 2-for-1 deal in Asda. So this guy is shocking. Yeah,
but how many trophies?
Let's not do this.
How many trophies did Poch win?
Sorry? Why does that matter? No, he's not a manager.
How many trophies did Poch win?
He's not a manager. You know the answer to this.
He's not a manager though.
He's got a trophy. That was totally
He's got a trophy.
Can I just interject? Bobby Robson. So the great Sir Bobby Robson. Would you where does he rank in your great level of managers?
Where you going with this one, bro?
Well, just answer the question, brother.
Just answer the question. Yeah.
It's an innocent question, brother.
Where does he rank? Where does Sir Bobby Robson? I rate him. Where does he rank?
As a Newcastle
managers. Yeah.
He has to be their best.
No, I want to hear Fordy say it.
What are you saying all this, bro?
No, it's a process.
Because Bobby never won trophies, so they're saying why can't Poch be the best manager if he never won trophies?
Oh, that's what you're trying to do. Oh, you're trying to set me up like that, is it? Okay. What, Jose's granddad? Yeah, is that what you're going to try and do?
We just want to know.
We just want to know. Because you know...
Wow, you wish ill on the dead. God bless you.
No, impossible.
Wow.
You know Bobby is the greatest... You know Bobby is the greatest Newcastle manager of all time. There's not a manager at Newcastle that you're going to tell me that's better than Bobby. Nobody.
Have you not heard of Kevin Keegan, bro?
I love it. I love it. I love it if I finish second. Tell him to shut up. Yeah, Bobby's
Hold on.
Just shut up. Where's Keegan right now? Where's Keegan right now? Where's Keegan right now?
He's quitting
No.
another
I'm
job.
not gonna lie.
Right
I'm
now.
not gonna lie. That comment's a bit suspect still, but
It's suspect.
let's move
Where-
And
on.
I'm not talking about the artist. Where's Keegan right now? Where is Keegan?
Hey, yo, answer my question because I'm the guest in it. When did you guys finish second? So I remember back in the day when we was kicking the challenge.
We did 2 years ago.
No,
In your Hewlett Packard
Wait,
season, we used to
No,
plan
but
your
40, it's recent. Like, when you last finished second, yeah, my TV was still black and white. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I didn't even have the colour TV. My dad hadn't bought me the Beco yet.
From young man.
My dad hadn't bought me the Beco yet. He didn't go to Tempo and buy me the Beco, so man still had the black and white thing. You hear me? When
So
man
you
was like,
from early to early, is that what you're trying to say?
yeah.
Okay.
We're way past them times now. Yeah, if you're going to say, when was the last time you finished second? My children can say, I've seen Spurs finish second. They can also say, I've seen Newcastle get relegated. These things happen in life, you know. It's just part and parcel of the timeline.
But you still bottle it though. Cool. Hey.
So do you in the championship.
Against Sunderland.
But we're still in the same championship. We're still in the Brazil Premier League as you. So what does that matter?
You're going back
Did I
now.
just hear
You're going back now.
Sunderland there?
You're
I'm just
going back
trying to,
now.
bring up the North London derby that just happened. But
No,
okay,
it's
let's
fine.
move on.
Because
Yeah, let's move on.
if you can talk about that bald-headed centre-back that went to the other side of North London, yeah, I can talk about Sunderland. I just want to even up. That was all. It's 1-1. That's fine.
Yeah, don't bring up Campbell ever again.
Yeah.
Don't bring up that moose ever again.
That Malteser heads.
I'd say in regards to that, it's 1-1. Whoever wants to take the next shot, feel free. But we're on a level playing field as we stand. I'll go to you, Ohio. We've seemingly got a left-back injury crisis. Reguilon is a doubt for the game. Ben Davis, I believe, was injured during the international break. How do you think we'll fare on Sunday?
I would obviously do well to remember that life isn't Football Manager and you can't just throw in Dennis Serkin and expect a Blasic from him. But I genuinely think that's the best option. But what do I think is going to happen? I think that Matthew, number 2, is probably going to end up playing left back, and we're going to get tonked if they approach that side. We're finished. Whatever side he plays on, to be honest, we'll get finished. I'd rather Oriole's going to play on the left. It wouldn't. We've seen Tanganga play left back. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it happen. He's been okay. He's been solid. I wouldn't really say he's on a high from the under 21s game because he played okay. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get in the way of that last minute screamer. He did get breezed past for one of their chances, but that was down to Conor Gallagher losing the ball. So I personally really want to see Dennis Serkin. I think it will be not the worst game for him to try and come in. Obviously, I'd rather he came in like, I don't know, at home against Burnley or something like that. But sometimes you've got to get baptized by fire. But just anything besides number 2, please.
Yeah, Matthew he's I have no words for him. But yeah, I mean, left back is a periphery position. It's an easy position to sort of bed in a player. But how do you think we'll line up? Do you think we'll play back 3?
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with a back 3. Actually, to be fair, but I honestly do think that if he does go with a back 4, it'll be I think Serkin will get the nod. Honestly, I think he goes with the natural or Tanganga. I know Tanganga is not a natural left back, but he has played there before, so I think it'll be one of the. I do not see that fraudster of a footballer playing at Ohio. Look, we're brothers here, but I will rip the durag from your head if I ever hear stuff like that again. Yeah. Who at left back?
No, I don't want him there. I think that's what might be done. In no multiverse do I want him there.
Multiverse? In no Flash universe should this even happen. Forget it. No, it's not happening. I think he goes with Serkin at left back or a back 3. If he goes to a back 3, I think he will go with a flat 4, so it won't necessarily be like wing backs or a kind of lopsided kind of formation, kind of like similar to what we did against Aston Villa with the rhombus formation. So I think it will be a bit of a weird lineup in terms of what we set up with. I would like to see Serkin. I personally would like to see Serkin. I think Son will make his return for this game. So don't be so. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but don't be surprised if we see Son, Kane, and Bell. I know Bell. You know, Bell's been indifferent, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see that as our front three. And I think Lo Celso will start on the bench, meaning it'll probably be Lucas, Ndombele, and Højbjerg in the middle.
What's mad is that this will probably be the only position that Newcastle will have a better player than us on the weekend, to be honest.
What, at left
What, you
back?
don't think our centre-backs are better than yours?
I think Fabian Schär's probably better than most of our centre-backs, but probably him and Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis is the only player who would start for us on the weekend.
Funny how people see our club in it, because people don't clearly watch our club in it. People they just say these pull things out of the sky, like, yeah, he looks alright, so he might be better than us.
Yeah, probably.
Do Newcastle fans Newcastle fans rate Lascelles?
I don't.
Depends who you ask, innit?
Yeah,
Depends
depends.
what
on
kind of.
What?
There's some very staunch Lascelles supporters. I'm not one of them.
Fantastic. What about you, 40?
As I was saying before, like, depends what time of the month it is. Like, sometimes he could be Captain Braveheart. Sometimes he just looks like Calamity James, man. Because
the last time I slated him, he scored for the winner. So
he scored in the last two, innit? He scored in the last two. So at the moment,
not the winner, the draw.
Him or Dyer?
Oh, I'm definitely taking Lascelles.
Oh, Lascelles all day.
Listen, at least Dyer can back it. I'll give you that. Man, last time I seen him, man was trying to punch up man in the stands and that. So that's
Dyer's done out here, you know. No, Dyer's done out here. He's cooked. He's absolutely
at least
cooked.
listen. Who's the better goalkeeper? That's what I want to ask you.
Oh, it's Hugo.
Oh, it's Hugo, but we all know it depends on which Hugo turns up. We don't know if he's got, you know, he might have been driving over the weekend, and we all know, you know, if he's you know, it's quick. You know what I'm saying? So, bruv, all I know is that the wine in France is popping, and he might have had a few glasses. So if he returns back to trading a bit waved, then you men are gonna have a field day. If he returns sober and he's just been drinking Evian, good luck to you, man.
To be fair though, it all comes down to if we actually take a shot or not. Because again, like I think in the last game we didn't even register a shot, so it doesn't really matter. You could have you in goal. Do you know what I'm saying? So
in the last game, their goalkeeper Robert Sanchez completed more passes than any Newcastle player.
Are you taking the piss?
No.
What?
Facts. So I know.
Okay, so here's my thing. Yeah? So we go into halftime. I'm just painting a scenario. We'll go into halftime. It's 0-0. I'm not going to say anyone scored. It's 0-0. You haven't had a shot. Sky pundits come in. I think Newcastle have dominated the game, you know. They haven't but they're playing some fantastic football. You know, it looks like Spurs are really struggling to keep them at bay. I'm just giving you a picture of what may happen on that day, because it's happened all through the season.
No,
yeah?
it won't
Aston
happen.
Villa didn't have a shot against us, but they dominated the whole half. I'm just letting you know.
Listen, if it's Brucey's bum boys in the commentary seat, then they'll all be saying the same thing, innit? Like, it's got a whole list of it. They're all on the same agency and that. Not Robbie Savage, all of them, man, Rio Ferdinand, whoever can get it. Like, they all sound the same thing to me, innit? So, boy.
But wait, hold on. The keeper of... Who did you face last?
Brighton.
Had more passes than the entire Newcastle team.
Yeah, he registered more completed passes than any Newcastle player.
Ultra defensive.
They have to burn your entire squad.
Twice.
No, all you got to do is burn two man. Bruce.
No, she just said the whole team. Yeah.
Listen, the team that want to play for
Yeah, but we've got to remember the majority of the team that was playing, like apart from like obviously a certain couple, so like Joe Linton, obviously St. Maximin and Wilson weren't playing, but they were like later introductions, and Willock. Pretty much every player on that pitch played under Rafa.
And they seem to do all right that time.
So I would say eight.
You're saying that
out of 11.
Bruce is like lost them.
Yeah,
long time. Home alone.
Rafa got 10th in a newly promoted season with that squad that we have right now. So.
Oh, bro, I forgot Rafa took you man up from the championship. Bro, you man have suffered.
it's the Mike Ashley factor, man. That's
That guy needs to go.
Nah, no shit, sure.
Long time ago. She's gone 2006.
That turkey.
But here we are.
But is
Cockney Mafia.
I mean, it's a touchy subject.
We'll get onto that later. We'll get on.
Okay.
We'll get onto that one later.
Okay.
So we'll just go around to predictions. We'll start off with you, 4D.
Well, I'm going for a win, innit? I'm going to be brave and go for a win. I'm going to say 2-1. Because I can see myself on the timeline, spanting Tobes and then Tobes crying again and won't see it for the whole weekend and that. So I can see that vision.
Oh, man, there's shots fired.
And again, listen, I'll find your handles as well. If we win, I want to find all your handles as well, man. All of you lot can get it. So don't think you can run for me. Trust me.
Normally, I worry every week when we play, but I think I'll be all right. But anyway.
Okay. Click this up if you lose, man. Trust me.
I will.
At your will. Do it.
I will.
Yeah, Kendall, what's your predictions?
See, like, I would maybe hope for a win as well if everybody's back fit, but I don't think we'll score 2 goals. Like, that's my issue. So if we win, I think it'll just be 1-0.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yo?
I'm hoping that Newcastle are not Captain America in defence because they're facing Spurs. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs. I don't think we'll keep them at bay. I don't think we will stop them from scoring because our defence is shocking. But I think 3-1.
Oh,
I think, I have to agree. There's no one's going to keep a clean sheet. The only person who's capable of keeping a clean sheet is Newcastle. Could put the under-17 goalkeeper in goal and he could have a Superman day because that's the history at the end of the day. But I think in reality,
the history of the Tottenham.
Listen,
Hey!
listen.
Kendall.
Stay there. Just stay there.
Hey, buddy.
The police are on
Let it
route.
win up for Kendall.
Hey, buddy.
Listen.
Hey, buddy. Unnecessary. Okay.
Wait, I can feel Kendall at the back post, man. That's 2-1, yeah.
we'll get Harry
I'll pretend that I'm your friend all along, and I just,
It's okay. I've seen it. But anyway, 5-0. No, I'm joking. Probably 2-1. Really, I actually think we're going to go 2-0 up, and Callum Wilson will probably score a pen that shouldn't have been given, and then it will just be squeaky bum time for that last 10 minutes. And
Man, it's still hurt.
You
hold on to it, man. Lord.
We're not capable. You know this.
You didn't know, but you hold on to past results like it's like, last minute penalty. Jolene, just come on, man.
That's what's going to happen, man. You have to look to the past to prepare for the future. That's what it is, man.
Boy.
Yeah, I agree with Ohio. I think it's going to be a 2-1. It won't be a sensational scintillating performance by any means, but I think we'll probably just about get the result and grind it out. So yeah, we've got some questions on Twitter that we'd like to ask you guys.
Kendall's got loads, bro. Kendall's got fans.
Thanks, guys.
We'll start off with that one.
Yeah, Ravi Beak Harry asks, Kendall, your thoughts on Sam Maximin?
So this is like a slightly controversial topic, I guess, because a lot of Newcastle fans really love him, and a lot of rival fans, not rival but Premier League fans, really love him. Do we even have rivals? No one cares about us. So my thoughts on St. Maximin is that I really like him, and I think on his day he's like massively talented. He reminds me of Ben Arthur a lot. On his day when he's at like that top level, like when he gets the ball, you're excited, like you don't know what he's going to do, but his final third is atrocious and his decision making is very bad as well. Obviously the coach doesn't help in that respect because I mean you have a player like St. Maximin under Bruce, exactly like Ben Arthur under Pardew, just doesn't work like that. You need like a progressive, forward thinking manager for a player like that. But yeah, I do like him. I love him. I think he's really, really talented. He's just not gonna thrive in a squad like ours, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Why coming with that smoke? Yeah, sorry. Why are you shook as well? Isn't he part of your team?
Yeah, bro. Don't hide, man. So, take that right down his ass. I will be ready.
I don't see him on here, man. I see all these flipping Twitter fingers, flipping fun warriors, and all the rest of it. And I don't see him on here. I
think his
one size, another one. Listen, if we
got a
win,
big squad.
if we win, boy, you might as well block me now, bro, because I'll be on you.
Oh no, come. Hey, look. I'll tell you this, yeah. Nobody's hiding. We got a big squad. We're like the NWO. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know which one is
What would be
gonna come.
nice though? If you guys lose, oh no, because it won't happen because then Steve Bruce won't be sacked. But then I thought we might get Josie if you guys lose and he might get sacked. But then we'll end up with Steve Bruce for another 6 months longer than we were meant to, because he's won. So
If you man win, you know, obviously I know Fordy's gonna come after all of us. And I'm like,
oh, he wants to bring that one. Okay, listen.
Well, no, I'll say this.
I thought he was going to say lasagna. I thought he was going to be like the lasagna getting.
Wow, this is what we're doing.
Yo, wait. That's listen. First of all, yeah, you can't bring up man like.
I can listen
bring up man like Judas, yeah, and then
so I can get it.
Nah, hold on. You 40. You can't bring up man like Judas, and then you can't bring up lasagna and think that shots are not gonna fly. Shots are going to fly off the rafters. Yeah, like let's take time now. Yeah, first and foremost, yeah, let's not do this because your club has bounced back more times than the yo-yos that I had in 2002. Let's not do this. Yeah, and if we go there when we talk about money, because money is coming up soon, I'm sure it's gonna come up. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna come. When we talk about club owners and money, yeah, that's when we'll get into the nitty-gritty. Because you man might go Fulham, might be the game in which you lose and go down. You know, and the Sky Sports pundits are like, oh no, and Newcastle are down in the Championship once again. Cry.
Listen, I actually want us to go down.
So you reckon that's a defeatist attitude? Are you mad?
Yeah, my YouTube career's over before it's even freaking started. I'll be
listen,
no one cares about me.
Kendall, in the Championship, fun times.
I enjoyed it. That was the last season I enjoyed.
Exactly what I'm saying. So I don't mind if we go down. Either way.
Why did you enjoy it, Kendall?
Because we won all the time.
Thank you.
There's a theory going around that Mike Ashley purposely is getting you down to the Championship so that he can sell the club.
Oh, because of friggin' True Geordie. Oh, God. Wait. Do you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. Oh, True Geordie, and I don't know what the bloke's called who's on the podcast with Rory and him, but he said, I have this theory that Mike Ashley's purposely getting Newcastle relegated so that the takeover goes through.
People still think this takeover is going out. This takeover's never happening. It was never happening. Newcastle fans need to realise this takeover is never, ever happening.
If this takeover was to happen, would you take Jose as manager?
Bruv, stop, man. Listen, you're sounding more deluding than deluded Goonan, bruv.
Jose wouldn't be first choice, but I would still take him. I always have had this thought in the back of my head because he's even said he's a little magpie and stuff. So I've always had this thought in the back of my head that he wants to come to Newcastle, just to carry on Bobby's legacy. But I feel like it'll be a last career attempt for Jose. Then I don't think he'll manage again.
Take him, please.
We will.
Don't take him. Don't listen to these guys. Yeah,
I'd take Jose. Everyone calls him
I told you can
he's
take.
tourist and that. But
I don't know why Spurs are thinking they could do better than Jose, man.
No. I'm not that Spurs fan. I'm not that Spurs fan. All of this take Jose. You're not taking Jose. I'll tell you who you can take though. You can take Sissoko back.
Take Sissoko.
And you can take Dyer. Yeah.
Harry Winks.
You can have Winks as well.
Nah, you can have Winks, man. We've already got our equivalent.
Winks is better than Keegan.
Harry Stinks is not happening either.
Get it? We don't win our
Harry. What?
Harry Stinks.
We'd rather have Harry Styles than Harry Winks, bro. We ain't
shout out Tanya for that one because she called him Harry Stinks and it's just stuck in my head ever since.
How have we never called Jack? How have you never called him Harry Stinks? You're the chief of Harry Stinks FC, bro.
I think when you're so versed in getting at someone, you just forget the good shots that you could take from him. But anyway,
shout out Tanya.
Moving on.
Shout out Tanya.
Yeah, shout out Tanya.
Shout out Tanya. She was the one who came up with Harry Stinks.
Who's the worst manager? Steve Bruce or Gareth Waistcoat?
Bruce all day long. Next century. Steve Bruce.
That's the only thing that Bruce is winning here is definitely that because at least Gareth Southgate, I don't know, he's got a decent waistcoat on him, so he's got a decent tailor or whatever. But yeah, that's all I can give him right now. He ain't won nothing either, has he?
But yeah, got another question. This is from Patrick Tarrant from Views TV Official. Good channel. Check him out. Who would you take if Steve Bruce was sacked?
Realistically, or like if we could have anyone in the world?
Realistically.
Realistically, obviously Eddie Howe's been the shout from like day dot. I'll quite happily take Eddie Howe. Obviously Rafa's never. Yeah, well, they've made. I knew he was probably going to go to Celtic. They've made like contact. Obviously Chris Wilder's been a shout lately. I mean, he's no worse than Bruce. Let's be honest. So I wouldn't say no. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now because I don't think anyone else is gonna. I mean, Bruce was 12th choice as it was, so I don't think any. Yeah, 12th choice. So I don't really know who else would come. Really, to be honest.
Wow, 40.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'd take the bin man seriously. Like, I'll take anyone over this guy.
You know what? I'll go and do it for free. Me.
Yeah,
at this
I
point,
think a lot of us would. I think a lot of us would do it for free. I mean, look, going on to what Rio Ferdinand said the other day. You know, if we can't do it, then why not do it ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Or words to that effect. So I would definitely do it. You know, can't do any worse of a job than what Bruce has done right now. Let's face it.
You get relegated again.
So be it, bro. I mean, we're still end up with the same
we
thing.
already are.
You know what I mean? We'll still end up with the same thing that Tottenham's got. Nothing. So
Nah, you get relegated again. I'll tell you why you get relegated again because you're
Stop
gonna go
putting
there.
bad vibes in the air. Stop putting
Nah,
bad vibes in the air.
you're gonna go there. You need to understand. Fordy's gonna go there and start cussing players. You can already see it in his eyes. Yeah, he's gonna start cussing players. The players will be like, "You've only been in managing for like a season. Yeah, I'm gone." So the whole club will just leave man in the dust. Next thing you know, you're in the conference.
Listen, I'll recruit again. Don't worry about me, man. I'm the football manager connoisseur over here, so don't worry about me.
I like that.
There you go. But realistic wise, there's no one there available. Eddie Howe, he said Celtic. I really wanted. I know this is out there, but I wanted Bielsa in it. I wanted us to be in a situation where we can pluck from teams rather than taking teams leftovers. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, it's a bit peak.
What's this is a bit. I hope it's not left, but what's Newcastle's academy saying? You're probably better off bringing up, surely, some kids through the ranks to like.
The last like good academy player we had was like Andy Carroll, if you can even call him good.
What?
You're not rating Longstaffs now.
We haven't really had anyone else since then. Like the Longstaffs, fair enough, but they're not really on that level. Like Steve Bruce hates them anyway. I don't know why. They've got like Steve Bruce's nudes or whatever. But like he just doesn't really like Matty and Sean for some reason. Like he doesn't play them, which is bizarre.
The fact we can bring in some Arsenal reject into the midfield over them, that pisses me off as well. And again, that probably pisses you off as well. Like, let's face it, Will had one good game, and that's it. He's been holding down that central midfield like he's flipping, I don't know, Perlo, and he's been stinking out the joint. And then yet, Longstaffs have been just resting on the bench, innit?
I was gonna ask that about Willock because I remember I watched his first game and I was like, right. Like,
I don't mind him. I just don't think he's like a long term.
He's not better than what we've got. Honest to God, like if we're gonna bring someone on loan, yeah, and then we're stifling our own development as well. It's like with you guys, isn't it? Like imagine you bringing someone over, not Harry Winks, obviously you think he's shit, but like someone that you actually rate from coming through the youth team, innit? And it's stifling their development. And that's the same thing with us, innit? I'd rather us play two Longstaff brothers. At least they're gonna try that little bit harder than Joe Willock, who's just there for a jolly up for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it didn't make no sense. Like playing one good game and that's it, and then after that he's lost. Because we've already got enough passages in midfield already. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me started on John De's shoulder, man. Boy, he's been stinking up the joint for a hot minute. So
he just needs to leave. Like he just needs to go far away from me. Like just far away. Like just.
Yeah, it looks like that ship has sailed with him. Do you think that you'll lose your star players like Saint Maximin, Wilson, all them if the club gets relegated?
Oh, they'll go anyway.
Yeah, because they'll try and reduce the wage bill. So I mean, Joe Linton's on 86,000 a week.
80 what? What?
He's on what?
86.
Living.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I mean, Ryan Fraser's on something ridiculous like 70. So I mean, and we got him on a free. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like annoying. Like the stupid thing is as well, like Sean Longstaff and stuff's only like on 4 a week.
Just quickly, Kendall. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm gonna let you go again. I know my brother's probably watching and probably listening. I was fighting my brother about how shit Ryan Fraser is. He was telling me Tottenham should have gone for Ryan Fraser. I said, you're smoking marijuana, which he obviously does because my mum will clout him. You're smoking marijuana because he got you FPL points. And now Kendall is here telling you man's on £75,000 a week and stinking up the joint. So don't ever tell me in the past or in the future or in another timeline we should have signed Ryan Fraser. I just wanted to call him out live. Carry on.
See, Ryan Fraser's another one. He's like Marmite. Like people obviously expect, because a couple of years ago he was like on top of the league for assists and whatever, but like for us, we just don't play that type of football where he's going to fit in. I mean, he's been smashing it for Scotland in the international break, but he'll come back and he'll carry an injury, or like it is hardly the person you want in a relegation battle, because he literally left Bournemouth in the lurch for 6 months because he wanted to move away from the club and he didn't want to get injured, so he didn't play from March till August for Bournemouth till he got the move to Newcastle. And again, he didn't even want to come to Newcastle. He only came because Callum Wilson said he was definitely going. So Ryan Fraser was like, "Oh, I'll come as well." Like, so for me, like that just puts us off. Like, I just feel like, but we don't even play him anywhere really in the right place either. Like he's an X thing. Steve Bruce does these things where he plays Dwight Gale on the wing and Ryan Fraser is like the central striker.
Why?
This is tactics.
What's the tactic?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Still trying to figure that one out.
But the thing is, we literally had wingers on the bench as well. So why was Dwight Gale playing as a winger? Like, I just...
What happened to these probably this? I don't mean it disrespectfully, because I don't keep up with like Newcastle squad and that in it. But what happened to that Rolando Aarons boy?
He's at Huddersfield now.
Oh, is he gone? Is he on loan?
No, he's gone permanent move.
Oh, he's gone. Okay.
I think he's at Wigan.
He's at Huddersfield.
Huddersfield. We went in Wigan. But yeah, just carrying on for what Kendall was saying. I think ASM's definitely going whether we stay up or not. Like, he's one of them where, you know, when I don't know about you guys, but when you get a player and you're thinking he's not going to be with us too long. I felt that with when we got Genie Wijnaldum, and obviously he ended up at Liverpool. Obviously we got relegated, but he was going to stay too long. And same with ASM, I don't think he's going to stay too long as well. Like, these players are brought in purposely to do well on a shop window, score a few goals, whatever, and then move on to whoever.
They're just like money makers, like
exactly. And we only got it for like 20 mil as well. So again, easy double.
Almiron's a similar one. He'll go to probably Spain. I feel like he'll go to like Atletico or whatever. So
yeah, Spurs lads, would you take Maximin on our right side?
Nah, man. Man. Like it would be nice to have a player with some sauce, some drip. You know what I'm saying? Salah, we could actually. They'd probably pull their ass out and give us some nice merch because you'd have someone to model it. With all due respect to our squad members, there is nobody modeling. Like, we flipping put up pictures of our star boys a couple months ago. The whole of Twitter thought they were fucking JD models. So it would be nice if someone could advertise for us. But our final third in some players is shocking enough. Our right wing roster is a joke as it is. So
hold on. You took Sissoko off our hands. So how you can be like talking about?
No. Hold on. Let's break down what you said. Yeah, you said I didn't take Sissoko. I wouldn't have driven him there. I wouldn't have contributed. I didn't take him. My club bought him. No. My club bought him. But that doesn't. Yes, but I didn't bring him.
Okay, so you took him.
But I didn't bring him.
Musa, thank you. Welcome.
You can have him back.
We did take Sissoko, but we all know that was, you know, that was for tax purposes. That's the only reason we took it. You know, I don't understand why it's been made a big deal. We know it was for tax. Like, I can't go into the details of it because obviously I don't want the HMRC to be after my case. You know what I'm saying? But you know, there was a little bit of money on the side that we needed to shift. You know, and Newcastle and us, we have a little bit of rapport in terms of, like, you know, exchanging players. So we made the call. We said, hey, you know, we need to do some installments over 5 years for a certain player. Give us one. You done us dirty by giving us, you know, Sissoko. But we're like, cool. You know.
How much is it for again?
It was for 5 years. 6 million for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Little tax.
Hold on. 6 times 5.
30 mil, bro.
Oh, 30 mil. Raw.
Yeah, decent. It's tax, bro. You know what? You don't pay tax. Come on, man. Don't get called by HMRC, bro. Don't do that. Yeah.
30 was a
Don't
lot.
do that.
Just pay tax, bro.
Bruv, hold on. Wait. 30 is a lot to be paying tax, but you just told me that you're paying 86k to Joe Linton. You bought him for 40 million.
I know. Trust me. I'm owning my.
You didn't pay tax.
All of you.
You didn't pay tax. You paid ransom. That's what you paid. You paid ransom money. Yeah. You paid somebody ransom for somebody that wasn't even missing. I don't even know why. Yeah.
We just paid that with the Sissoko money that we got from you.
What, the 10 million on top? Yeah. You tell that to HMRC because that's not coming through us.
Huh? So who's paying it then?
You.
Sissoko. Who paid for Sissoko then? We did. Or you?
Don't be fooled. Levy's got you, man. That's okay. I told you it's tax money. Don't think that. Look, I can't get into it. Let me not get into it.
What, you Daniel's cousin or something?
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let me not get into it.
I would be worried if I was you, bro.
Yeah, this.
HMRC on your ass now. They'll be watching all your payments going through now. Watch.
We better move on.
HMRC don't know me like that.
No, wait, bruv, they're going to be listening in, bruv.
We better move on before they listen in and send a letter on your post. But anyway, next question. It's an interesting one. Harry or Alan, who's the best player to play for out of those two?
Alan all day long.
Oh, you're answering this one.
That's just a non-entity. That
I mean, even as a Spurs fan, I mean, a lot of people would love to say Harry and all, but it's gonna be. I personally think it would be Alan. Like, I can't see. I don't understand those kind of questions. To be fair,
I think when Kane's career is over, it will be Kane. I think it doesn't really make sense to say Kane now just because Shearer is so clear at the top. You know what I'm saying? Top goal scorer.
Yeah,
just alluding to a much earlier comment, you know, and this isn't to try and slight, but when people love doing this legacy term with Harry Kane, it's very interesting. But the reality is people only say it because they dislike Tottenham. You know, with Shearer's, and if anyone feels I'm talking out of turn, please feel free to interrupt me. But with Shearer's legacy, no one talks about the league at Blackburn. Like, it's all his personal achievements and loyalty towards Newcastle. I think that's relatively fair to say. So I think when people say stuff like, Kane's going to have less of a legacy than Vardy and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, people can say, yes, Shearer won his Prem, but no one really talks about Shearer's Prem when they talk about Shearer's legacy. So to answer the question directly, yes, it's Shearer for now, but it will be Kane. Like, I'm very confident in that.
You know what's funny? So kind of like bounce off that, this is actually a shock. Yeah, Alan Shearer got what, the Premier League? Did he win the Charity Shield? Because I know some people count that as a trophy. Did he win that as well? No. Okay, and he didn't win no FA Cups. We know he's been to finals, you know, but clearly he didn't get them gold medals. Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, he got one Premier League title. Well done, clap for him. I'm very happy for him. He's got the all-time goal scoring record, fully deserved, because some of the goals that he scored are absolutely ridiculous. Out of the two of them, it's easily going to be Alan Shearer as it stands right now. But if Kane keeps doing what he's doing at a clip, it's going to be Kane by the end of his career. But I don't know if he can do that at a clip. Look, the truth of the matter is 260 goals in your career is ridiculous, especially in one league. Like, let's be like, the guy was 40 or 300. Like, and this was back in the days when footballs weighed a ton and he was scoring headers, volleys, and all kinds of stuff. So the truth of the matter is, I don't think the legacy between the two of them is down to trophies. I think it's down to their goal scoring record. And if Kane matches or eclipses Shearer's record, it's going to be Kane. But that's if Kane does that. That's what it will come down to.
I'm talking pure career though. Like, if you ask me to pick between like the peak Kane,
you had the better career.
Yeah, no. If we're talking, I assume we're talking like who's had the better career, like thus far, like comparing them, and like obviously like Shearer's definitely. But if you ask me to pick one of them to be in a team, like say we had like peak Shearer and then peak Kane, I'm picking peak Kane personally.
It depends on what you determine to be. For me personally, it depends on what you determine to be peak Shearer. Because I don't think Shearer at Newcastle was peak. personally.
Fair enough. That question, by the way, was from our very own era. We've got a question from our very own Owen. Is Callum Wilson still a smug see you next Tuesday?
Why are you man so
We'll
bitter
answer that
for?
after this weekend's game, maybe.
Why are you man so bitter for, man? And you didn't even come on to me about the Shearer versus Kane. Obviously, I'm going to smack Shearer, but I like how you Kane deflectors are talking about all of this about he talking about the end of the season or end of his career. Listen, the only way Kane's going to go clear is if Kane leaves you lot, bro. Leaves you lot high in the women's, high and by. That's a Sol Campbell. Yes, I said it again.
No. Oh, yeah. Someone mute his mic. Jack, mute his mic. Mute his mic.
He goes to Man City. And he says, you know what? We start again. We move. And then he gets some trophies in the trophy cabinet. Otherwise, the only thing that he's going to be shining is that dusty gold cup, golden boot, and the Audi Cup. That's it. So anyway.
Mute this guy's mic, bro. Mute him immediately. Get him out of here.
We'll move on. Question for time. Again from top. So best Spurs Newcastle memories. Go on to Kendall for this one.
Obviously the 5-1. I mean, not that it really made much difference to us, but I don't really have many memorable. Obviously the Joe Linton one, because that's recent, and that was just a bit really Joe Linton. That's practically the only goal he's ever scored for us, apart from in cups. Genuinely. So that's gotta stand out there as well.
That's what makes you laugh so much. When people like the cuss Joe Linton, especially Spurs fans, I'm like, yeah, but he's scored against you lot. So how shit must you be if he's scored against you lot?
Fine, we know we're shit.
That's what I'm saying. So anytime Spurs fans want to pipe up, and say, Joe Linton 40 million, yeah, but he scored against you, man. So if he's shit, how shit must you be? Anyway, sorry, Kendall, carry on. One. Oh, you're done.
That was it. Yeah, you can carry it. You can go on now.
Obviously the 5-1 end of the season. Obviously it was down, but we still panned you, man. The Perez one, Tim Krul having a worldie that one game as well. Ooh, we've got some good memories, man. I remember back in the Hewlett Packard days as well. There were the days there. So yeah, some good times, man. Against you lot, man. Some good times.
Any good memories against them lot?
Trying to think off the top of my head.
Please.
It's been. I'll be honest with you. I think Newcastle Spurs games annoy me the most. Honestly, there's actually one other club that used to absolutely infuriate me to watch as a Spurs fan, and that was Spurs Leeds. So hey, I didn't care what the result was. I just hated it, and I have the same feeling with Newcastle. If it has to be recent, it'll probably be the 3-1 victory, which was recent. I think it was last season around July. I think when we just come back from lockdown. We
that, what's his name? The Gillard guy, Gillet guy wearing guy, Sherwood. That's the one. When you won 4-0 at our place.
I was gonna talk about the 4-0 way back League Cup quarterfinal, and it's only one of my favorites because Soldado scored. To be honest,
yeah, you know what's funny? The reason why I don't even go that far back into the kind of results is because again, I absolutely hate when Spurs go to Newcastle because it's
this was a home there. This was a home.
No, but I'm saying in terms of just facing Newcastle in general, they're like a real. I generally feel Newcastle are a bogey team for Spurs. Yeah, if there's ever Newcastle and sometimes Aston Villa, I guess if you want to call it that. So I absolutely hate the contest. So yeah, if it was recent, it would probably be the 3-1 victory just after COVID because I thought we were done. I thought the season was completely cooked, and I thought we were going to finish at 10th. But the team seemed to rally it around and put in a decent performance for that 3-1, even though that season was a bit up and down, especially with Poch being sacked early on in the season. So I'll take that as probably my recent fondest memory. I'm not going to go far into the past because sometimes I've done in it.
Ohio, good memories.
Yeah, no, it literally it's obviously like I said, the 4-0 because Soldado scored, and then what I found funny was I know we had like, I don't know if you might remember, we had one of them, you know, them backup keepers that you always sell on Football Manager or FIFA Manager. Remember Ben Allnick?
Anik, yeah, Ben Anik.
Ben Allnick, yeah. And like his younger brother was in goal for Newcastle.
Yeah, Jack Anik, yeah.
And he was so bad that I know like there was rumours of Newcastle wanting to sign an emergency keeper like the next day. So that's probably why the 4-0 was probably my favourite way back.
Yeah. I think,
Sorry, let me ask this question because I know Fordy was talking about Joe Linton scoring against us, and Craig doesn't make it, But do you rate Aso Okoto?
Who?
Aso Okoto. Do you rate him?
Oh, the man back in the day with the throw. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Do you rate him?
I swear he did like football, nah?
Yeah, he hated it. But I'm asking, did you rate him?
I don't even remember him, to be fair. I don't remember he's got a throw like mine. That's about it.
So you don't remember the guy that scored the first goal?
Was he the one that went and was a porn star afterwards?
Wait, what?
Wow. Wowee.
No, I swear down. I actually swear down.
Like, if he went down that line of web, man
I
didn't
don't
know.
know if it was him. It was definitely somebody who said he literally hated football and then he went and did like stuff like that.
he laughed those claims off. Apparently, it's not true.
Oh, it's not true.
Not true. Okay, cool.
So it was Asu Koto.
It probably was.
You got Tottenham players setting up OnlyFans now. Is that it?
Mad, incredible. But the reason I asked is because if like I said, I didn't want to go into the past, did it? But man said that Joe Linton scored against us, and I couldn't let it slide. And man's now saying that he doesn't even remember Aso Okoto. Aso Okoto scored the first goal against you, man, in that 5-0 trouncing you took in 2012. Remember that? You took slaps, and Zaha scored 2 as well. And this was the time when Zaha's hair was falling out. So like you just were getting clapped. But don't worry, if any club needs OnlyFans, it's gonna be Newcastle.
What do you want? What do you want from me? You held 5 as well. So wait, I don't know. You might hold 5 in the championship. You man are going on triple holes and that. Is that what I'm hearing? That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, if you go down to the championship, I heard that OnlyFans is paying a lot of money. You might want to get your first 11 onto that quick. Get them billions up.
Hey Kendall, just quickly, just because I noticed you're an Atleti fan and Newcastle fan. Another one of your fans, Nipun Sharma, he says, Kendall, if Newcastle and Atleti had a friendly together, who are you supporting?
Newcastle. I don't support Atletico. I just follow.
You support Torres?
That makes sense. Yeah, I support Torres.
Hey, he's whammers now, bro.
Yeah,
he's on the roids. He is
wham.
Dianable or something.
Triple H.
Whoa, man.
Sorry.
Well, this is really funny.
Sly talks a lot for someone who's got tonsillitis, bro. Sly's one of them keyboard warriors, isn't it? What's it in the
For those who are listening and not watching, Sai said that Mr. Ford has the same trim as the chicken connoisseur himself. For those wondering why we burst out laughing.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Aidan asks, "Is Bruce really a Geordie? Because he moves like he hates Newcastle."
He's not even a Geordie geographically because he's just from a place called Corbridge, which is like not far away from Newcastle, but like realistically he's not. He just pretends that he is. He's a Man United fan, and yeah, it is what it is.
Right, Kendall just ruled him out. Said you ain't even from here, bro. You're on the outskirts. You're Greater London. You
ain't your ends.
Jeez. What? So I'm not very well versed on Newcastle like that, but what impact has Graham Jones had on Newcastle so far? It's from Owen again. If any of you well versed on it.
Well, we changed it to a formation. We changed it to 4-3-3, which we'd not played under Bruce. And then for like a month, we had relatively decent results. But then Graham Jones got rendered to the stands because Bruce didn't want him down on the touchline. And then we kind of started failing again, and Bruce started claiming that he was actually had 4-3-3 a month in the making. But like it was literally since Graham Jones came in. And we'd been in charge for 18 months and hadn't played 4-3-3 before, so I don't really know how we can say it was him. But But yeah, I guess you can't really judge because we're still crap. So yeah.
That's your next manager.
Well, yeah, maybe.
That sounds like it's your next manager. This sounds like yeah, Bruce is gonna go out and this Graham Jones fella's gonna come in.
I think that was maybe like a power move from Ashley because I feel like he brought Graham Jones in. Like, what club do you know, rather than sack the manager that's not doing well, brings in another assistant manager on top of two that he's already got? Like, what sort of club does that? Like, seriously, apart from us. But I feel like he's probably done it hoping that Steve Bruce walks, but he hasn't, so.
They're cloak and dagger, man.
That's fair enough. Nip and Sharma again. Who's being taken over first, Tottenham or Newcastle?
Wow.
I don't know why we're even debating this. It's got to be Tottenham. Bruv, Mike Ashley is going nowhere. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
you gotta get rid of this guy.
I agree with you on that one. I don't think we're ever getting taken over, man. I always say to Newcastle fans that want to listen, why would someone leave a business that makes you money and you have to do hardly anything? You get TV money every single year. You get players to sell off every single year. It's just easy. You don't even have to show up. You got your yes men to do it for you. So why on earth are you gonna? And again, his main baby is in Sports Direct and stuff. So again, you've got free advertising. So again, I ask Newcastle fans this: why would you want to leave? People hate you. Who cares? But you ain't going nowhere.
How can Sai say that he's more likely to buy Morley's than sell Newcastle? That's oh my god.
He would still double the price of chicken, no matter what he would.
Morley's that South London
chicken
place,
chips would
isn't
be
it?
£5 chicken chips if Mike Ashley bought it. So yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah, I think we realistically we will get taken over first. It's just obviously there's been a lot of talk about British Airways, and I can already see the memes if it gets named British Airways Stadium. To be honest, I don't know what the Joker's going to do. It's going to slap all over football Twitter.
Park the Boeing 747 in front of
You
goal.
know, yeah,
all that stuff. Yeah.
Like,
Didn't you say you get called a toilet bowl already? So
yeah, we get that every time. Before we even moved in, it was called a toilet bowl. But to be fair, that joke was like running for like a month, and we haven't heard it since. So fair enough. But I think I know a lot of fans were worried about the British Airways thing. I'm not that worried about it because I can't remember how much I had a note how big the loan was. But I think it's one of those loans that's like pretty much like guaranteed by the government. So I'm not too. But I think everyone's like, oh, but British Airways is going to go into debt, all that kind of stuff. £2 billion loan facility from 11 banks, and it's like proper tied up over a couple of years. So, and they've also, I think I read they've also got 8 billion euros in reserves as well, like before this loan even come in. So, if we get taken over by BA, fair enough. I'm not really worried about us going into debt. Like we've seen Levy's tight as hell anyway. There's no chance in hell Levy's going to sell off somewhere that is gonna put the club in debt. To be honest.
Fair enough. This is one for the Spurs fans. Which Spurs players do you want to see more of? We should try and push higher up in the table. People like Joe Rodon, Tanganga, GLC, Bergwijn. Yo.
Oh man, I'm gonna be so harsh, yo. Bergwijn's cooked, yeah, and until he shows me otherwise, yeah, like he's done. So I don't want to see him. Rodon, look, I know everyone's raving about this block that he had over the international period, but again, I wouldn't mind seeing him in a few games, but I'm not gonna like be saying he's one for the future or great talent or something like that. It's just something that he could develop over time and become something decent for us, you know. Hopefully he turns into a worldie, but we just wait and see. I would like GLC to be back and just not be injured. I feel like if he's if he stays injury free, we can get some good return out of him. You know, I can see in the comments that, you know, man saying Bergwijn's cooked is mad. But the truth of the matter is, like, we know what fans are like today. Like, I'm hearing that, you know, obviously he's been hit up on Twitter a few times and, you know, it's affected him mentally. That ain't going to change until he starts banging in goals. Like, and he has to be banging in goals at a relatively high clip to get players, fans and other people off his back. So until that happens, yes, Bergwijn is cooked like bacon.
What do you think?
It's at a point where I can't even really talk about what our best 11 is, who should get more games, because it's just a plethora of problems at Tottenham. To be honest, all I really want to see is the front three. I want to see HBK up top. I just want to see them. I think that's probably the thing I enjoy the most, if I'm being really honest with you. It'd be nice to see Dele get a game as well. But there's the high propensity he might leave in the summer. But in terms of people who actually haven't played much and should play, I'm not opposed to a bit more Tanganga and Rodon at centre back. I wouldn't be mad if I see a bit more of either one of them two alongside possibly Toby, because I don't trust Davinson. I feel like Joe Linton will probably have a worldie against Davinson Sanchez, if I'm being really honest with you. But yeah, I think it makes the most sense to get Tanganga game time, just considering young centre back, potentially could be looking at more first team minutes next year. So it just makes more sense to just play him.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think we'll end it on one final question for our guests. What's a good season for Newcastle at this point? And obviously, you'll probably have the answer. I know the answer to this. Would you have Steve Bruce at the helm next season? Start with you, 40.
Come on, man. That's dumb. Like, we're not going to do that. Of course, we don't want Bruce here. Good season. Again, if we're in deluded land, then obviously we've got rid of Bruce. And then obviously we've got a decent manager in charge. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Bruce going to see out his last year of his contract, probably. And again, probably just stay above water, innit? 17th place. That's what we aim for under Bruce. Anyone else? It's possible that it can be top 10 finishes. We've seen it under Rafa. Ideally, it would be nice to see Rafa come back. But, Mike Ashley hasn't got that ambition in him. You know what I mean? He just wants to do the bare minimum, collect his money, and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Kendall, what do you reckon?
Yeah, right now 17th, and get rid of Steve Bruce is probably where we're at. Just to stay in the Premier League and progress next season, but we don't see that very much. So yeah,
that's fair enough. Well, we're gonna end it there. Thanks, guys, for coming on. It's been a fun one. It's been a lot of shots fired, a lot of stray bullets going around, a lot of ricocheting, but it's been good having you guys on. Yeah, Kendall, where can we find you?
Just Kendall Run on all socials, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and also over at the Football Terrace as well, where I present my own show on there as well on a Friday at 9 p.m.
Brilliant. And the 40?
Yeah, so again, Twitter handle, as you can see along the bio, Clinton _forward, and Geordie's down south, where I'm joined by a couple of mates of mine talking about Newcastle United matters, and just probably ranting about Steve Bruce most of the time as well.
Yeah. Fair enough. And you're Ohio. Thanks for coming on again. It's been a fun one. You defended us proudly.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Try.
Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, thanks guys. It's been great. See you for the next one.
Until next time. Peace.